And other things that we do is the advocacy and legislation. You were talking earlier about, hey, what can we do to change this? Because I know it's happening in my backyard. What do I do about that? And so federal court recently ruled that restricting nighttime hours at Dallas sexual-oriented businesses is reasonable. Now, this was a hard fight. I don't know if you remember this. So New First Your Life, our agency was probably one of the 2 nonprofit agencies who were present during the city council's meeting in 2021. And the police officers in
We're at the Northwest Police Station talking about sex trafficking. Teresa Ramirez is running for office.
So they wanted to shut down the sexually oriented businesses, also known as SOBs. Okay, so they wanted to close it between the hours of 2 and I know. I'm so glad somebody got it. Yeah, see, we don't make that up, right? SOBs. I mean, if it's 10. So anyway, so between the hours of 2 and 5, they wanted to close this. I don't know what's going on with that light. We don't know. Okay, that's okay. There's also one on this side. Yeah. So then they basically said, hey, we need to close this down between the hours of this and this. We went and said, yes, we are for it. Here's all the reason and here's all the stats behind why we think this is a good idea. Well, there were also 60 other girls and business owners who said, no, we're against this. So, but either way, the Dallas City Council voted unanimously saying, yes, we're going to shut it down between the hours of 2 and 5. The very next day, they slapped us with a lawsuit and opened that back again, and it took 2 years before we were able to actually get the city to pass this to close. And so everything is an uphill battle.
Question.
Uh-huh.
At 2021?
Yeah.
So was it a misdemeanor beforehand?
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Number 2. So, yes, until 2021, buying of sex is considered a misdemeanor, not a felony. But it's now been increased to a felony. Hopefully that will determine from borrowing women, again, working against the demand, right? And then in the 8th legislative session, the age to work in a sexually oriented business was increased from 18 to 20.
Fort Worth, Northwest, North Area Command meeting room with a person running for council.
Yes, so because sometimes there is,
they specific in their legislation what a sexually oriented business is.
say that one more time.
When they wrote that specific law, were they very specific in defining what a sexually oriented business is?
Yes.
Or is it gray? They have to get vague?
No, we were part of it, so we were able to share what that entails. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So these are some of the wins in the state of Texas. So we can clap hands because that's a major thing, right? That we were able to do. So Texas was the first state to make this happen, right? To make it a felony. Once Texas did it, many other states have followed since then. So there was Louisiana, then the state of New York, and Tennessee, and many others have now made it a felony in their states because of the work that we did. So I'm very proud of our state for that. And then some of the new cases that are now we're looking at is you can take a screenshot of it, you can advocate for these changes because these are some important things. So a duress bill is looking at, for instance, if a girl comes in and you see theft as the charge, and I'm a judge presiding over this case, I can only look at that incident. And yes, she did steal, so I'm going to charge her. But what if I can see, let me look at some of the other records that she has in comparison to what she just came in with. It's called duress record, right? We're looking at other things. Oh, she's been in and out of this. She might be a potential victim of sex trafficking. Instead of just always charging her, I can now say, I think she needs help as a judge, right? to advocate, please make this a mandatory thing for human trafficking training for all first responders in the state of Texas. I think this should be a no-brainer. Right now, not everybody gets trained on this. As a first responder, and I think we should have that as a requirement. We have a partnership with the Dallas District Attorney's Office. It started in 2021, and it's called a prostitution diversion program. If a woman is coming in with a prostitution record or misdemeanor record, and the district attorney's office is looking at that, they can say, charged, you go to jail, and you would be possessed. The trafficker bails you out, and you never ending session, okay? Or I can look at you and say, wow, she's a victim of trafficking. I'm gonna say, hey, we have a partnership with a local organization called New Friends Unite. If you go into their program, and just finish the first phase of the 4 phases that they have in the women's program, just the first phase. If you finish it, we'll expunge this record. Do you know so many women have been coming to us through this partnership with the district attorney's office? Because they, okay, I'll take that. Some of them will say, no, I'll just go to jail, because that's their familiar route. Others will say, no, I will go to their program, and they come, and in the process they're learning there is a way out. There are women, there are people who care about me, and they want me to have a better life. And so once they come to our program, they're learning about how we can help them, and some of them stick through and finish the entire program and live a completely different life. You know, I love this partnership. I ask that Fort Worth, just like we have Fort Worth District Attorney's Office, should do something similar with an organization here to help the women and girls here in the Fort Worth area, right? It's such an amazing partnership. Here's a look at some of our community partners that we work with. American Airlines is one of our partners. Southwest Airlines is one of our partners that we work with. American Airlines actually offer their legal group called Jones Day. They represent our women, help expunge records for us. I just think that's absolutely amazing for a huge international corporation to care about this issue and come and partner with us. The Jesuit Women's Shelter is another big agency that helps work against domestic abuse. We partner with them because oftentimes our members have been domestically abused as well, so we refer them to their program. And we have Nexus program. Again, they deal with recovery of addiction to alcohol or drugs, so we help send the women who are coming in with addiction issues to them. And then we have a partnership with the Department of Homeland Security, Dallas PD, of course, we have a partnership with them. And then we have the District Attorney's Office partnership. We work with the United States federal offices as well. And we just have the work that we do for 27 years, we couldn't do it alone. We depend on different people who are partners with us to help move us forward. Last year, our organization received Nonprofit Corporate Citizenship Award from the DCEO magazine for mid-sized organization, which I think is such an amazing thing for a nonprofit to be able to recognize among other big corporations that are in the Dallas area. And then earlier in January, we painted the sky blue in the city of Dallas at the request from our organization to the city council and many of the businesses that we partner with, because Human Trafficking Awareness Day is on January the 11th, and it's called Wear Blue Day. Everybody wears blue to raise awareness for this. And how cool is it that we want the city of Dallas, every single building to turn blue, 2 years in a row, so we were able to do that. You know, so this is what partnership looks like if we come together and work as citizens of any space that we live in to raise awareness for causes that are important to us. How many of you know FIFA is coming to Dallas?
Right.
Right. And we are already in the conversations on the human issues, anything to do with human trafficking, exploitation. We've been talking to FIFA about it for about a year now. So we go to different city council meetings to talk about how do we manage this, because most of the time, human trafficking happens when men with money come into town, okay? That's when they buy people. And so we are talking about what are some ways we can help, protect victims from trafficking. So I don't know if you knew, it's going to bring in 1.5 to 2 billion in revenue to the DFW area. Isn't that amazing? And we are hosting 9 matches over the course of 39 days. So we'll have thousands of visitors who will be coming through. So we have human rights workshop that we've been part of, as I was mentioning to you. And we've been training the hospitality and travel industry. So I've been doing more speaking engagements than I ever have. Ahead of all of this, a few weeks ago, I trained all the emergency response unit for all DFW airports. Four different DFW airports, specific training on what airline industry can do to combat trafficking as the traffickers come through. So when I say we're out there doing work daily, weekend, nights, because we're so passionate about bringing an end to this in our community, not on our watch, not our children, not our city, right? And so that's something that I'm passionate about. By the way, I've been in this organization for about 8 years doing what I'm doing. I'm privileged to do every day. So of course, FIFA is all over the United States. There are all these different cities who's going to be hosting the games, but Dallas is hosting the most games, as you can see, which I think is so cool that we get to do that. So anyway, these are just things that you could be aware of as you think about people coming to town. What are some ways you can make a difference and help join this issue in this fight? We have something called a Circle of Friends for all the women in the room. It's an auxiliary group that you can be part of. It's a membership-only group. The membership starts at $50, which is not a lot of money for most people. And you pay that, you become activated into our membership. You get the ongoing education on this problem. For instance, just last year, we hosted an event to train all of our Circle of Friends and auxiliary group members on the Epstein cases, right? And then we also talked about P. Diddy case and all the stuff that's been in the news. Jay-Z was recently named in the case. And so we're just talking about what does this mean? Why is there so much trafficking? Between money, power, and influence, how all of that affects people. So, and then we actually did a training on what is sextortion looks like through AI, okay? So we would provide ongoing training when you're part of this club called Circle of Friends, but we also will provide you with amazing networking opportunities that you could come to and, interact with other women in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as well. And I want everybody to take a picture of this. So if you spot something that you think is sketchy and is potential human trafficking, you can call this number and report, okay? Or you can text the number as well if you're not comfortable calling. And so that's another way that you can advocate for victims in your area. Hold on for a second. And other ways you can, sorry, okay, you should. When I thought the remote wasn't working and then it works. Sorry, okay, everybody took pictures? Okay, good. Another way you can get involved is the men's advocacy group for the men. I have information up here if you want. I can talk about it in just a minute. And then you can follow us on our social media. We're called New Friends, New Life. And on Twitter, it's called NFNO News. And so you can share some of the information that we're sharing on your social platforms. So make sure to follow us on our social media. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities that you can come and volunteer with us. hostess for different events. We're happy to come and speak free of cost, to educate. So if you have a group of people that you want to bring to your home, you want to educate them on the topic, we'll be happy to come and share as well. And everything we provide to the 350 women and girls that we serve every year is completely free of cost. So we're always happy to take donations.
I can't help that they're in the shot. Tell them to move.
Share Tech, which is just giving
I can't
$10 a
record
month.
here.
So we have information about you all should receive that. That's an easy way to support us. Anyway, if you have any questions, I do come to church. Yes. I just bring the First United Methodist.
You wanna switch? You want to switch seats? I'll switch.
Yeah, we have a lot of church partners that we go and speak to.
I won't bother.
That's fine. That's cool. You know what? Hey, if they're gonna be so finicky about that, let's just go. It's fine. I said we just go if they're gonna be that finicky about it. What's that? Oh, that's fine. Let's just go. It's fine.
We don't want to talk afterwards. I'll talk to her. She's almost done. She's almost done, right?
I mean, I don't even know why you would bring kids to this anyways, but you know, hey. You want to worry about kids being in a camera shot. Yeah, I know, but she's throwing a fit about kids being in a shot. I can't. This, I know, but they. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go outside. I'm ready to go. So, anyways, guys, we got people throwing a fit because they're bringing kids to a sex trafficking meeting, which they shouldn't be, and then they're worried about the kids being in the shot. So maybe you should bring kids to a sex trafficking event. So. Anyways, you got a shot of a pig right there, leaving the pig shack. They didn't throw me out of there. I just got pissed off because they're over here like, well, you got kids in the shop. Well, tell your kids to move. They shouldn't be in there. So we'll sit out here at the gates. So just because of those finicky people, they lost my support for any kind of votes or coverage. So you know what? That's fine. People want to be finicky about the press and bringing their kids to shit they shouldn't be at and freak out when they see the camera. You know what? Guess what? I lost my support for that candidate. So. Yeah, I'm out on that whole group. I'm out. You know, my whole thing is you're going to worry about kids being in shot, but yet you're bringing kids to a sex trafficking freaking... There we go, guys. Another little piggy leaving the pig shack. There we go, guys. Pig leaving the pig shack. I told you this was going to be. I hate to be right. No, but look, I hate to be right because I hate to fucking say I told you so because it just makes me more furious. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry that I'm over here bitching. I'm venting.
You can leave it on.
You
guys want a tour of Fort Worth? Here we go.
I'm venting. We're on the north side, so we're fixing to drive.
Your live messages and all that stuff.
That's all right. I wanted people to realize how fucking finicky fucking people are about cameras and shit like
They
that.
weren't paying attention. They're all like, they were just there for the fucking food.
Oh, that's exactly what those.
And really, I mean, think about it. They're building that great big. Okay, what she didn't listen to me about was that Grace Church, right? Bill Wayburn got that church a big grant to build that little fucking human trafficking repair house, or human trafficking where the escapees get to go. And if I'm gonna escape human trafficking, I'm not gonna go to a fucking shelter. I'm gonna go home.
You got to go home. I mean,
why would I go to a halfway house?
You go to a halfway house, you're just going to end up leaving because people are going to abuse you there, and then you're going to end up right back in the same situation.
And believe it or not, there's an article in the newspaper about how they had some human traffickers at that same church, and they were trying to drill them into the fact that they were going to go to hell and all sorts of shit. And they were just using them for their stories to go around and try to get money, get donations. They used them for their stories to get donations for that church.
See,
And
normally
that was exposed.
I'm gonna let you guys know. Normally, I don't get caught up in all this politics and shit, but I thought I was gonna try to give this candidate a chance with what was going on, only because she's going against somebody that I really don't like.
I don't like who she's against. I mean,
I don't like who she's against, but you know,
I hate who she's
again, it goes back to the lesser of two evils, which is against my motto. I don't like to choose anybody if they're both evil. You know,
but if you're campaigning and the election's in May, why the fuck are you doing this today? You should be out walking around recruiting. You should be going door to door.
I was gonna say you should be door knocking on a day like today.
Door knocking on a Saturday.
When people are home. When people are home.
Saturday to door knock.
I'd rather go to people's homes and bother them at home
because
than trying to get them to come to a meeting for free food.
That dude only got 3,000 votes. She doesn't need that. She could get more than 3,000 votes if she would door knock.
See, people are agreeing with me.
Do they agree with me?
James Forbes says I agree, BZ. So I don't know if he's. I don't know.
Shouldn't you be door knocking if the election's in just like 8 weeks or something like that?
Yeah, I'd be knocking and making sure they're registered and taking a poll.
I would have already got the data and found out which ones were Mexican, which ones were black, because he didn't get any. All his votes were all white people. So all she has to do is go out with. It's 53%. It's 57% white in this district.
Yeah, but there's more than 3,000 people here, which means there are a lot of people that don't vote.
Right, they don't vote. But see, I said, bring the apps. You know, like how you can mail in your vote. I said, bring those materials with you when you're door knocking and hand them out. Hand out the materials that people need. Just drop it in the mail to vote and drop it in the mail.
Sorry if we're bouncing in the car, guys.
That was good.
I'm holding the camera
That's
steady.
a good idea. If I was door knocking, I'd bring the shit that you need.
There's a cop in an ambulance sitting back at that gas station.
If I was door knocking, I would bring the fucking pamphlet to mail ballots for the mail-in. I'd bring the ballot for them.
Do you want to turn around back at the gas station?
What do they do?
There was a cop in an ambulance sitting behind the gas station.
Oh, what do they do back there smoking dope?
I didn't see any lights on.
Are they smoking pot?
I don't know, maybe.
I bet they are.
Let's just swing by to see what they're doing. They're just sitting there.
They shouldn't be sitting there.
So is the cop dodging calls, or
Yes,
is he taking a leak? Is he wasting time?
The MedStar's always out there.
The MedStars are always at the gas station because they have a place to use the restroom, get something to drink, and it's a quick trip, so it's a safe place.
Great Wall of China, man. What the hell? That was probably the picture you just saw leave. Wouldn't you bring the fucking mail-in ballot with you and say, vote for me? Here, fill it out now. Let's go drop it in the mailbox. There.
Hey,
bam.
so what'd she say when I walked out?
Nothing. She said, well, it was open to everybody.
Yeah, so it's open to kids about a sex trafficking thing that they don't need to be hearing about. Those kids are all like
They weren't even paying attention.
all those kids are between 5 and 12.
they at?
Right there to your
They're
left.
playing their
What's your
games.
left? What's your left?
They were playing their stupid games anyways, and they're being too loud.
So what I
And then
say
you-
is cruise through the backside and just see if he's sitting in his car hiding behind a
I
damn
don't
building.
think they can do here. I don't think I have enough room.
No, you don't have enough room to make a U, but make
Well,
two
these
left
some
turns.
bitches, why would they do that? So people can't make U-turns, that's why.
But my whole thing is this,
Why is it
bring
cold?
you don't want to go live. I went live. You don't want recording and static and with the kids
I
there.
wasn't gonna record that.
But then I wanted to get some footage of Teresa shooting, live. Now get Now, it doesn't mean I'm gonna keep it up
Just
publicly.
It's just B footage.
It's not that I'm gonna keep it up publicly. I just let live so everybody can see what's going on in town, and then I can always download the thing.
Oh, I don't want you to put it in. Start it over. Start your live.
It's opened up here to the left right here.
Start over for this one.
And like I was gonna do it.
Start over for this one.
I was gonna. What's that?
Start over for this one. Do another one.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna do a new live stream. I'm gonna end this real quick. I'll be right back.